Welcome to God Powered. And now in a recent video, I started talking about this concept of feel-good verses. And what I want to talk today a little bit is the danger, potential danger in these feel-good verses. And what do I mean by that? So my definition of a feel-good verse is a verse that has the power, it has the potential to massively impact my life and your life. But we've become so familiar with them and we use them so freely that we lose that potential. We don't actually necessarily expect them to work. We put it out there to make someone feel good. A great example, somebody's facing a massive challenge and we put it out there. All things work together for the good. Oh, it's going to be okay. Well, right after this, I was talking to a really close, long-time friend, Pat DePalma. And Pat is like a brother to me. And we started talking about another feel-good verse. And this is a verse everyone knows. And that verse is in Ephesians 3:20 where it says, "Now to him who is able to do exceedingly abundantly more than we can think or ask." Some translations or even imagine. Now, I think sometimes maybe it's helpful for us in our actually expecting this to happen is not just to know the verse, but along with that, to understand why. And so, the conversation, okay, Pat, so God is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all we can think or ask. Why would he do it? Now, Pat's response was absolutely true. And what Pat said is because he loves us, and that's absolutely true. He loves you, he loves me more than we can ever imagine. But what does the verse actually say? And again, I think this is helpful. So the verse actually says, "Now to him who is able to do exceedingly abundantly above what we can ask or think or imagine," depending on the translations you're looking at, "according to the power that works in us." But it goes on and says, "To him be the glory." See, we need to not just have an expectation, but why? Why should we expect when I'm facing a challenge, you're facing, and the bigger the better? And I'm going to give you a real life example of this. Why should we not just expect him to do more than we can think or ask, but understand the why? It's that he would be glorified. Now, literally within days of this conversation, Pat's wife Sue had a life-threatening medical emergency. Now, I'm going to protect their privacy. We're not going to talk about what it was and the issues they're facing. Other than to say, thanks to a series of miracles, she made it to the hospital in time. She got a great doctor. They started the procedures that saved her life. But they are still facing serious challenges. Just getting past that initial life-threatening emergency hasn't resolved everything. And so they're facing the giants, the Goliaths of their life right now. And so Pat and I were talking later this week and just, again, he is able to do so much more than you can ask or think. But not saying it in just a feel-good thing, but we're expecting that. Why? That God would be glorified in the situation. And there's a great example of this. In Exodus chapter 14, God has taken his people, literally they have just left bondage, literally just left. God is taking them to their destiny. Everything would seem great. In fact, it says they went out with great rejoicing. It seems like they are perfectly in God's will. Life's going to be good. We've left the bondage of our past. We're following God. We're going to our destiny. And they went out with great rejoicing. But an interesting thing happens. God tells Moses to take the people a certain direction. And why? He's not taking them directly to their destiny. Why? He tells Moses specifically, "I am hardening Pharaoh's heart to pursue my people." In other words, in this case, God is the one who created the massive obstacle, the massive challenge. And why did he do it? So he hardened Pharaoh's heart. He set everything up where it looked like Pharaoh could get the people. And why? He said specifically to Pharaoh, "I've hardened his heart to pursue you, that I may have victory over him, and I may be glorified in it." When you and I are facing these massive challenges, when our friends, our loved ones are facing these obstacles, some of which just seem insurmountable. It seems like there's no way through. It seems like there's no way we're going to make it. Yes, He is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all we can think or ask. Why? Yes, He loves us, but that He would be glorified. What do we always say? The purpose in everything is that He would be glorified. And I will say, with Pat and with Sue, they're facing the ongoing challenges with confidence, expecting God to be glorified.